Do you want to learn how to make the perfect fried eggs on your Blackstone griddle? I'm Chef Sherry, and I can give you several tips on how to make the perfect fried egg several different ways on your flat top griddle. Check this video out to learn more. Subscribe to my page, like the video if you like it, and share it with your friends, and check out my other Blackstone griddle recipes. Hi, I'm Chef Sherry, and I'm going to show you how to make fried eggs several different ways on the flat top griddle. So to get started, we're going to need some eggs. You're going to need a hot griddle. This has been preheating for a good 5 minutes. You can see the smoke is burning up, and it's the seasoning that we placed on it before the last, or on the last cook, is kind of burned off here, so we need to re-season it a little bit. So I'm going to use, you can use your favorite oil, your favorite grease for the top of it when you're cooking, however you like to cook your eggs. A lot of times I use olive oil, but since I'm cooking just the eggs, the fried eggs, I think I'm going to use vegetable oil. You can also use butter, which I might use just a little bit of butter. Butter adds really good flavor to your eggs, but it will also brown. And that's one thing that with using the flat top griddle, great flavor, but it depends on if you want brownish eggs or not. Then, so let's get started. We're going to, I have just my oil, I have some butter. I do have a glass bowl here to like scramble the eggs, and I'm going to show you how I go about doing that. I do have silicone molds, the egg molds, or you know, you can use ring molds. A lot of times people will use canning lids. So any type of ring if you would like to use, you don't have to use it, but I'm going to show you some tricks with it. So, and then just eggs. I do have farm fresh eggs that I'm going to be using, and so it's not too complicated as long as you know a couple tricks with this. So let's get started. I am going to grease the griddle. As you can see, it's like dry in certain spots, and we're only going to be using this side of the griddle. The temperature is set at like low, medium, low. It's not too high, and we may adjust that as we go. So each griddle is different, so you need to find the right temperature for your griddle. And this side I did have on medium, but I'm turning it down because it's plenty warm enough. When you're using the griddle and you're only using part of it, you still want to heat the whole thing up, and the other side season it. It's a great opportunity to get more seasoning on your griddle, and I will rotate back and forth. So this time I'm cooking on this side, and then the next time if I'm doing just a small cook, then I will cook on this side, and I will season this one as I'm cooking on this one. So that's how I do it, and our griddle it's been a couple years since we've had it, and the seasoning has been very good on it. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of oil across here, and I do have the squirt bottles if you want the squirt bottles to use. But another tip, make sure you don't put this too close, because the heat will melt your bottle on here. And I do not have wind guards. I really don't use the wind guards because we're up on the deck and it really doesn't affect us too much. And I just adjust my cooking when I'm doing, when it's windy out. So you just want to make sure you have a nice layer across. I'm using my spatula and just spreading the oil across it to give it just a nice good coating here. Because I want this dry, this part I'm not going to use for the eggs, but I want to get any of the dry spots because I just want it to season while we're cooking. So Okay, so we have that. And I'm also possibly going to be using a dome lid. This is optional, but it might help depending on with the cooking process. So I just have my spatula, and then I will use the scraper when we're done if we need it for cleaning the griddle in the end. So let's get started. Pretty simple process. With these eggs, we will make, like I'll do steak and eggs for breakfast sometimes. So I'll do like a fried egg on top of it. I do like hash browns, fried egg, toast and bacon for breakfast with it. I will do, a lot of times for my daughter, we'll do fried eggs in the rings, and she do a whole bunch of them, like batch cooking for her, and she uses them for egg sandwiches in the morning. She'll actually make up several of them, put them in the refrigerator or the freezer, so when she goes to school, she just takes it out, either pops it in the microwave or throws it in her car in her lunchbox, and then she'll have a nice, nutritious meal for her to eat. So and I'm actually going to, I do have the roll of paper towel. I am going to just take a little bit of that oil off of it. We don't want it drenched in the oil. And just be very careful not to burn yourself because the griddle is hot. So we're going to do that. And let's, I guess, do the fried egg. So the fried egg, and if you want to use any seasonings, you can also use seasonings if you would like. So I'm just going to show you with just the one. And when you're messing with eggs, also make sure I do have a bucket of water with soapy water underneath here so that I can quickly rinse off my hands if I need to. So you're just cracking it on the edge, and we're just going to put it carefully on there. You hear that sizzle? That sizzle is what you want when you are cooking your eggs. So very important. So you got to decide how you want your eggs. Do you want them over medium, over easy? Do you want them just fried? And so there's different ways that you can cook it. And so I'm just going to let that cook a little bit, and I'm going to work on my other eggs here. So we're just going to use the ring. The griddle is greased there. So I'm just going to take the egg and just put it in there. So it's going to be a nice shape there. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Get my hands here. And so then at this point, since I have my fried egg here, you can either leave it like this and do it, just like if you want a yolky in it, you can. I'm just going to take this and pop it just gently and then just leave it be. So then I'm going to take another ring like that. And then I'm going to take it and kind of scramble it just a little bit. You don't want to do a whole lot, but just scrambling it just a little bit in there. So my egg here is actually looking pretty good. So depending on how you want it, if you want this sunny side up, this is probably the perfect way to have it. See how golden brown it is? Perfect. And see how it's coming off the griddle. And I mean, I'm not having to do anything. So we'll make like an over easy, over medium egg. So you can take it like this and you can serve it. See how easy that was to do? Or I'm just going to take and quickly just flip it like that. And we're just going to fry the other side, and it'll be like an over easy or over medium egg depending on how you want it cooked. If you want to just quick cook it, you could do a over easy egg. And these are still cooking here. And so sometimes with these, I will actually take the handle down, and you can use the dome lid like that over top of them and cook them, and it'll actually, the heat will go and it'll cook the top. Or you can take it and let it cook good and then take the ring off of it and just flip it right at the end of the cook. So we're gonna take this off here, and there you go. There's a really nice fried egg. This is probably an over medium egg. And we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you how to do another egg. This is one that I like to do. You take the bowl, and you're going to take and just scramble it. And I like to add, at this stage, I would add like cream, a little bit of cream or a little bit of milk if you want to it, or you can do it just like this, the scrambled egg. So we're just going to leave it like that. It's looking really good. So I'm just going to let it go just a little bit longer. In this one, I'm going to show you, I'm going to use some butter with it. So I just got a little bit of butter here. I'm just going to put just a little bit on there. I'm not going to put it all over the griddle, just where I want the egg. So we're going to go like that. Pour the egg into there. And two, I mean, another thing what I just said, like if you want to make it fluffier, add a little bit of milk to it. If you want to make it like really like rich and creamy, add a little bit of heavy cream to it. And then you can also season these. A lot of times I will put a little bit of salt and pepper into it, or a little bit of seasoned salt and pepper into it, which makes it really good. So, okay, we're going to take the lid off here. I'm going to take the ring off. Each one of these, see how it held the shape? It held the shape really good. Let's see if we can get this to pop off. And be careful because this is hot from being underneath the lid. Look at that. Look at that. So nice and soft. It's firm, so it's not runny, but it's not cooked, and then it's crispy. I don't know if I want to do this. It's kind of warm, so we'll do it on the plate. Let's see. So it's crispy on the bottom. And see how this is like that. And you would actually be able to put that like right on an English muffin, toast up an English muffin, and add that fried egg to it. And let's look at here. And if you get like little bubbles in it like that, take and poke it. Poke those little bubbles, if they'll let you. Yep, and it'll kind of fill in like that. And you can just let it cook, and then if we want, we can flip it over. See, it's still pretty jiggly on the top. So if we were to lift that off right now, the egg would just run all over. So that's not what we want. We want to kind of have it hold its shape a little bit. So just we're just gonna let it be, and then if you want, you can put the dome lid over top of it. Another thing too, you'll find hot spots on your griddle. So I'm with experience, I know that right here is a burner and this is a good temperature. That's why I kind of kept it in this area. Also good here. With our griddle, sometimes it has a tendency, it's warmer on this side than it is on this side sometimes. If we have the temperature all set to the same dial on the temperature. And so your griddle is, every griddle is different. So we'll have hot spots and just kind of embrace that and just work with that. So don't struggle with it. Just have in your head that you know that like on the outsides are going to be cooler than in the insides in the middle. So you wanna, don't cook right along the edge. That's one thing that I've seen cooks do is they try to like squish everything in. Give yourself like a little bit of a buffer all the way around your griddle. And okay, let's see this. I think it's pretty good. I think it's gonna hold its shape. Yep, it's gonna hold pretty good there. It's gonna go just a little bit, but not too bad. And if we wanted to, we could actually flip it over, which maybe I'll do that. So we'll flip it just gently, just like that. And if you don't like that brown, golden brown color on your eggs, turn the griddle down even lower. So I have it like low medium, and turn it, I would suggest to turn it all the way down to low. And you know, you won't have as much. You'll have some of the browning because it obviously needs to cook, unless you want it like really like over sunny side up eggs. You won't have that too much. But, and see, look at that side, just a little bit of golden brown. But you could touch it and see if it's jiggly on the inside or not. That's looking very good. So we're just going to remove it. So there you go. This gives you several different fried eggs to do on the griddle. And this one, you can actually poke into it and see the yolk is runny there. So if you want like a yolk that is not hard, you can cook it just a little bit less, and then you can have all these different varieties of eggs that you can make on your flat top griddle. So I hope this helps you. And another thing, just practice, practice, practice. And if you have a brand new griddle, your eggs will stick. For the first few times you cook on them, they will stick. Your griddle has not created a non-stick surface. My griddle is 2 years old, and it has a nice, good non-stick surface on it. So don't be discouraged if you make eggs and they stick and they're not perfect. Just keep on doing it, keep on doing it. Fry some bacon on it, put some more seasoning on it, and just keep on going with it. You will actually love the fried eggs, and they're easy to make, especially for a crowd. Fried eggs are so easy to make for a crowd on a griddle like this. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we will see you in another recipe video. So enjoy. Thanks.